I'm a little late to this topic, the rest of the internet has it well and truly covered, but I did think it was worth weighing in on, partly because it's a huge piece of video game industry news, and I need to jump on that if I have any hopes of being relevant for the next 3 months, and also because over the last 2 years I put an ungodly amount of time into working on 3 huge Witcher 3 related projects. They amounted to 6 hours and 40 minutes, took me many months to make, put me through an insane amount of mental torment, and gave me an undiagnosable head condition. That's not a joke, there is something wrong with me. They don't know what it is, and it could be caused by the stress I put myself under to complete the initial Witcher 3 retrospective. But I'm fine. If there's anyone qualified to talk about The Witcher, then I feel like I'm in that ballpark somewhere, you know? So what was the actual news? I mean, that's the question, isn't it? Well, CDPR put out a little post that said, the new Witcher is coming, they're working on it. And that's it. That's all they said. They also gave us the little tidbit that it is being moved onto Unreal, so it's going to be made on Unreal Engine 5, which is a nice piece of information. It means that it's going to look real pretty and real cool, and also should be a little bit easier to make because Unreal is such a versatile and easy engine to use that it means they're not building anything from the ground up necessarily. But what do I know? I'm just talking absolute shit. I don't make games. I've also got written in my notes, new pregnant. I think that's supposed to say pendant, but I typoed it and didn't notice. So this new Witcher does have a new pendant. It looks like a lynx. It's not one we've seen before. Could it be a new Witcher school? Maybe. I'm not really here to speculate. I don't care about that. They'll let us know when they let us know. Now, there's the obvious worries. Cyberpunk was an absolute catastrophic disaster of a video game. And that was made by the people that are making The Witcher 4, which obviously is a worry. There's also the fact that recently the Witcher 3 remaster that was scheduled for Q2 of 2022 has been delayed again. So that's another worry, is that CDPR are doing a lot of things and they're failing at them all. And then there's also the game director for this game. Who do you think it is? I'll give you 5 seconds to guess. Down in the it's the game director for Gwent, is the game director for The Witcher 4, which some would say is an odd pick. However, so I mean, with those things considered, does it sound like The Witcher is in a good place? I mean, not really, mainly because most people that worked on The Witcher 3 have left. Cyberpunk was a flop. The remaster has been delayed. I mean, that's just a remaster, and they've had to delay it because they're struggling with it. Also, the game director is the guy he's only worked on Gwent, which does imply that Gwent is going to be absolutely fantastic in this game, which is all that matters, really. But I would like the other stuff to be good as well, if we can help it. Now, here's my take, alright, because I think this game is going to slap, and I'm going to go on record and say that, so that when it comes true, I can be heralded a hero, and when it doesn't, everyone can point and laugh at me, like they always do. Now, the reason I do think this game's going to work out is because, number one, they're not going to let Cyberpunk happen again, are they? Please. I feel like they've learned from what happened, or at least the higher-ups have. They've learned that, oh, if we push a game out, we don't make money, and we like money, so we shouldn't do that, and we should just let them finish the game and put out something good, because that makes money. You can only make money on a bad game when you litter it with microtransactions and market it towards kids. You can't make money off of a game like Cyberpunk if it's not a good game, because Ubisoft fans aren't playing good games. I don't even know what that joke was. Ubisoft make bad shit is the point. Now, when you look at the design philosophy of something like Cyberpunk, I think that's one of the I think that's one of the contributors to why Cyberpunk failed so horrendously, is not because of all the glitches. I mean, that's part of it, but I think even if we're a perfectly polished game, the game itself doesn't contain enough substance to be the game that it was trying to be. Night City is supposed to feel dense, it's supposed to feel like a city, but it ends up feeling a lot more like fucking Velen, which is bad. However, it does bode well for The Witcher, because what it tells us is Cyberpunk was made with the same design philosophy in mind as The Witcher 3, which means they can still make The Witchers, you know? They just tried to do it with Cyberpunk, and that's obviously not going to work because it's completely different. Luke Stevens made a really good video on this concept, which I'll link in the description if you want to go check it out. It's definitely worth your time. Luke Stevens makes some great stuff, unless he's talking about Assassin's Creed, in which case, steer clear. Where he discussed and analysed how the design philosophy in Cyberpunk is actually very, very reminiscent of exactly what they did in The Witcher, which does lead you to believe that if it were polished and were a Witcher game, we'd actually have something that's pretty damn good. Which I know sounds dumb to say, but I guess the point I'm trying to make is that I don't think CD Projekt Red have lost their ability to make Witcher games. I just think Cyberpunk was a bit more that they bit off a bit more than they could chew, and they tried to make something vastly different within the same framework, and it ended up failing. And they didn't give enough time, so it's full of glitches. And they didn't add half the stuff they advertised that they would add. There's problems. I guess there's enough to be concerned for, but I guess taking into consideration that it's running on Unreal 5, which means it's an easy engine to work with. The design philosophy for Cyberpunk really does resemble The Witcher, meaning they've still got it and they can still make a Witcher game. The higher-ups have probably learned their lesson and won't be pushing a game out again anytime soon, you would hope. And also, the game director is the game director of Gwent, so need I say more? Regardless, it's not going to be coming out for a while. They obviously just announced this because they need something to show to their shareholders. It's like Tyler said on the podcast, people only remember the last thing that was said. So that's paraphrasing. But people are going to forget Cyberpunk because now The Witcher has been announced. So all of the discourse surrounding CD Projekt Red is mainly related to that, not Cyberpunk, because now that's in the past. That's gone. It's done with. It's dealt with. It's over. Now let's focus on The Witcher, and really all that's going to show to its shareholders is, look at all the positive discourse around us. We're going to sell so many Witcher copies. Please invest in us so we can make the game. That's really why they made the announcement, and it's definitely not coming out for some time yet. Probably won't even be announced for some time yet, properly. It's obviously been announced, but you know what I mean, with a proper title. Is it The Witcher 4? Is it called The Witcher? But yeah, I don't know. I guess that's my take on the situation. I feel like there's hope for The Witcher 4. I feel like there's definitely a way that it can succeed, and I do think this will be a sort of return to what we know from CD Projekt Red, but I think it's going to be very, very hard for them to get back in the good graces of the gaming community. I think you need at least 2 good games under your belt to be like, look, Cyberpunk was a fluke. We're still the guys that you know, because they spent a lot of time being like, oh, you know, we're the good guys of the games industry. We don't release games unless they're ready. You never find microtransactions in our games. You never this and that. And other game studios suck, and we're the best. And then they fucked up, and now they're not that anymore because everyone just remembers Cyberpunk. I think they're going to need at least 2 games before people are heralding CD Projekt Red as the greatest devs ever again, but only time will tell with that one. But I do think that Witcher 4 has a lot of hope, and I think it can succeed. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, though. I would appreciate your thoughts on the topic. Go check out my Sonic video if you haven't already. The new Sonic movie came out. I thought I'd make a Sonic-related video to celebrate, I suppose. The link's in the description. It's an analysis of the opening cutscene to Sonic Unleashed, a scene I really, really, really love and feel defines Sonic perfectly. So go and give that a watch. I'd appreciate it. I am still working on my big Horizon Forbidden West video. I wrote the script. I didn't like it. I rewrote the script. I really like it now, and I'm working on editing my way through it, but I thought I'd put this video up to sort of just be a video while I'm working on that one, and it'll be out soon. Hopefully, it pays off and people watch it. I get scared that no one will. Despite my Horizon Zero Dawn video nearly being on 1 million views, I just feel like I can make a Forbidden West video and it'll flop. But that's what it's like to be a YouTuber. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you over on Twitch in the week for more bits of gaming. Connect with me on social media. My links are down in the description. And I'll see you all very, very soon. Catch you later, everybody. Bye-bye.